Hey, everybody. I tweeted last night about a gentleman who has been in jail in Rice Street for 15 years without a trial. And it's a complicated case, to be fair. It's not, as if he had been caught shoplifting and he's been in jail for 15 years. Um, but it is worthy of attention. But independent of that, I wanted to show where I get information for matters like that. This is the Fulton County sort of data warehouse, I guess you could call it. You can see on the left here, they have the data sets themselves as well as charts. Let me see. I don't know what stories are, but they have sort of interpretations of that data based on these data sets. And these are the most recently updated sets. You have jail Grady stats, which says tags jail, inmates, death, and SPMO. I don't know what that is. It's a troubling set of tags. Meals and portable bunks shows the number of inmates on portable bunks per day, meaning they don't even have a cell. Sick call, inmate advocacy by week, pharmacy utilization. So there's really quite a bit of detail in here. And I rarely say positive things about the law enforcement within, under the ambit of Fulton County, but their transparency efforts are to be applauded, I would say. So I wanted to show, I'm just going to show two data sets. I have projects for both that I'm working on. I am not going to say more in this video because that would take far too long. And I'm not going to do it this first time I try making this video. Okay. So these are purchase orders, meaning the Fulton County District Attorney's Office ordered these two items here. It's actually two parts of the same order. You can see the purchase order date was April of 2022. This commodity name, I think it's a mistake. I don't think it was an intentional deceit or anything like that. I think it was just a typo. It was put under genetic parentage testing services, DNA. It's a DNA test. I think they just put it under the wrong DNA test type. But they disclosed more than enough information for people looking for something to dig into to find it. So that's why I don't think there's any intentional wrongdoing. But you'll see client case number Y16690 DNA testing, and underneath it is client case number 05SC34927 DNA testing. The first time I saw this top one, Y16690, I did not know that before the year 2000, they did not use the 05SC or 22SC, whatever the last 2 year digits in the year are, followed by SC, to indicate a case number. Before 2000, they used Y dash or Z dash and then case number. I'll actually show you one here. Let me see. Yes, right here. Here we go. This is actually that case. It is State versus Curtis Lamar or Lamont? Lamar. Curtis Lamar Clark. But this is a case that I find interesting in that there is rather compelling evidence that in between his first trial, which resulted in a hung jury, and his second trial, which resulted in a conviction, a witness was magically identified and brought to testify on behalf of the state against Mr. Clark. I said I wasn't going to do it this time. I'm not going to monologue or rant on this topic or this one. I'm just saying that in the near future, I intend to have something on that case. And this is where I I got that information from this specific purchase order report. This is the second one. I tweeted about this one last night. I mentioned a gentleman who's been in jail for 15 years without a trial. It's a complicated case. I don't want to make it sound like he was caught shoplifting and then was just held for 15 years. It is more complicated than that. But this would be the source of the information that I used. There are 2,800 rows of data. That means 2,800 inmates roughly. 4 columns. That means 4 data fields right here. Name of inmate, booking number, booking date, and gender. There we go. I cleaned this up a little bit so that you would be able to see things better. Normally there'd be a bit more in the way of, these fields would be bigger. So let's show you the most recent first. I downloaded this a couple days ago. This is from Friday night, I think, because I live a very full and exciting social life. This is what I was looking at on Friday night. So these are the arrests from Friday. Let's see. So this would be Friday, this would be Thursday. You know what, I did look. I looked for St. Patrick's Day to see if there'd be like a huge influx of people arrested, and it seemed like there wasn't. I mean, frankly, these are amateur numbers, Atlanta. I would expect better. I'm disappointed, and I expect an improvement next year. In any event, the people who have been here the longest, see, I made notes on some of this. So I actually recognize some of these names. This gentleman here, Quillian Nelson, won a Supreme Court case I think it's just about a month ago. I pulled it up just to show you that I'm not lying. Not that you would think that. Anyway, you might. But Quillian Nelson won partially won a case concerning right to a speedy trial. Surprise, surprise. And let me see, who else do we have here? We have Daryl Lowe, who, as you can see, was booked on April 5th, 2010, so 15 years, 2 months and 10 days ago. Travaris Russell, not that much, for 13 years, 6 months, roughly. Belinda I thought this was McElroy. It's actually McElroy. I couldn't find anything on her. These two are both winning cases. Tyrone Taylor is involved. I believe it's the same Tyrone Taylor as in the CashApp RICO case, was it John Michael Hakeem Gibson, I believe his name is, also known as CashApp the Rapper. It just went to trial this week. This case is absolutely horrific, which is why I recognize the name. I'm not going to get into the details. At this time, at least, we can perhaps cover that at a later date. Quillian Nelson, I mentioned him a second ago. He was the victor. He emerged victorious in a Supreme Court case earlier last month. And it was actually a really remarkable case, specifically for the concurring opinion authored by the Chief Justice. And I'll probably do a video of that after this and maybe put it out at the same time. I started to record a video, but then my dog started barking at me about a week ago. So I had to delete it because he wouldn't stop. But I'm going to do that video after this. And one other, this is Gregory King, who is the brother of, among other people, Mr. Jeffrey Williams, Mr. Quintavious Greer, aka Unfunk, and he is awaiting trial. You'll notice that this was 2 years, 2 months and 4 days ago that he has been awaiting trial. And I can't wait. I truly can't wait for Jeopardy to attach in that case, because I have a video ready to go, and I have opinions on that case. But I'm not giving any hints away to the prosecution on that one. I think just looking through some of these, let's go back to the top. I want to show something. Go oldest to newest. So let's start with number 2. So 5 years ago would have been, what, 1625? About 21 people who've been there for 5 years. Say 3 years without a trial. This is pre-trial, no conviction. It's possible they have a trial pending or underway or something like that. And a small portion of these may have had trials already or may have been convicted and they're just here for an appeal or something like that. But that's going to be a vast minority. So about 200, let's say 200 people to account for the appeals have been there for, that'd be 2 years, not 3 years. Yeah, roughly 95, 90 people have been there for 3 years without a trial. 2 years would be about 200, 210. 1 year would be about 460. Full year, no trial. Many of them haven't even been indicted yet. And then you have another 1,400 or so that are just waiting trial for less than a year. 6-month mark would be, again, without trial, would be about 750. Pretty staggering numbers, especially when you think of 6 months in a vacuum. That seems like a long time, but 6 months, given the passage of time in Rice Street, seems like maybe not such a long period of time. That 6 months is a long time to await trial by, I don't know, any objective measure, I would say. Again, nothing on St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, I'm probably going to make another video. That name sounds familiar. I'm going to make another video right after this. I'm not sure what it's going to be on, but that is my plan. And yeah, thanks for listening.